Okay, so we're going to do something a little fun today, a little different. I'm going to go through on Facebook groups and I'm going to comment on kind of the doom posting and the doom scrolling and just kind of whatever I see. And I'm going to give you advice on how I would change my thoughts. So this is going to be really, really good. Make sure to stick around because this is kind of you're going to see kind of my mindset and how I was able to recover. So let's just hit it and we'll get right in. So okay, this person says, "Do you think tinnitus will stop when we die? I'm kind of looking forward to the relief." Okay, so this is a really dark way to. This is a really dark thought. I would recommend that this person get some psychological counseling or something. Reach out for some help because at this point you've allowed your thoughts to get you to such a place to where you're looking forward to not being alive anymore. And that because considering tinnitus is so easy to treat, like you can treat tinnitus, the bothersome aspect of it. You can go on to be in silence and to be completely recovered again to the fact that someone would allow a benign sound to get him to this level of despair is it's sad, it's heartbreaking, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like there's options out there, but that's just an example of how would you reframe that thought? Like I would reframe that thought really on the fly and be just like, I understand that this is emotionally where I'm at right now, but I'm not going to always be this way. I can habituate, I can recover, and I'm going to believe that the future is going to be better than where I'm currently at. And I would habituate, and I would reframe that thought. And every time I had that thought, I would ground myself and continue living life, because you don't need to be in that place. That's really sad. This says, "I've had tinnitus since I was 12 or 13. I think most people would be driven nuts by now. Is there anything new in the way of treatment for this?" Okay, so here we have an interesting thought where it says most people would be driven nuts by now. You can challenge that thought, and what I would say is I would reframe that thought to say that, you know, I've had it such a long time and I've lived a beautiful life, and I would focus on the moments that I wasn't aware of it, and I would try and reframe that thought and not give that thought any power and focus on the times that I wasn't aware of it. Like be like, yeah, I've lived, look, I was, maybe you were out at a barbecue, laughing and hanging out with friends and you weren't even aware of it. And I would focus on those thoughts because it is true, right? And so it's like you minimize the recovery when you focus on the tinnitus sound, and we don't want to forget about the good times. We don't want to forget about the times where we weren't aware of the sound. We want that amplified, right? Because life isn't perfect and life has setbacks and drawbacks, but if you focus on what's wrong, you're never going to be able to focus and really appreciate the good things that are going for you. So, and then this person is like, "Is there anything new in the way of treatments for this?" So this is just a classic example of trying to control the sound. Where is there a treatment? Can we stop the sound? Can we do something about the sound, right? Well, this is continuing you to suffer because it's telling your brain that tinnitus is a threat that needs to be neutralized, and your brain is not going to let go of it. So this is a classic example of what you don't want to be doing and exactly what's going to keep you stuck. You're on the Facebook forums, and we're not even going to read the comments because they just really, a lot of times, they keep the doom going. Someone will say, "Oh, I know it's so bad. It's horrible," and this and that. And as a newcomer watching this stuff, if you don't have if you haven't learned how to reframe your thoughts. By the way, if you want to reframe your thoughts, you can go to tinnitus.health and get the app. Link in the description, also a pinned comment. I literally can show you everything that I'm doing, my mindset. But I could sit here and read this stuff and just like, it doesn't even faze me. But someone who's new to habituation that doesn't have the experience that I have, this stuff can be absolutely psychologically devastating for you. Please understand that I'm showing you this, that it's really they're coming from a place of not in their right mind. They're in fight or flight. Their amygdala's hijacked. They're not in their right frame of mind. I'm showing you this so that if you do come across this, you understand how to respond to it mentally for yourself, to keep your mental health sound and stable. So I'm not going to read that. That sounds like someone's trying to. Tinnitus is not a disease. Tinnitus is a symptom. Yes, it is absolutely a symptom. Do you know the cause of your tinnitus? I do know the cause of my tinnitus, but I think when you habituate, it's irrelevant what started it or how it started. Again, it's really not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have any weight in whether you should habituate or not. I wouldn't even really entertain that thought. I mean, if you know why, then that's great. But continuing to think about it is only going to continue keeping your brain focused on the tinnitus. This person says, hello, I've had tinnitus for 8 months now. I have severe anxiety and depression. Most people with bothersome tinnitus do. And it's affecting my vision and my ability to work. See, this is classic. The tinnitus is hijacking their concentration. This person is really bad in the tinnitus panic, the tinnitus doom loop. The doctors are no help. Of course, they're not going to be. Any advice or help on applying for disability benefits would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so disability. This is really capitulating to the suffering. This is a person taking on a full identity. If I am disabled, now I need benefits. I can't work. I would highly recommend against doing this, because this is going to just tell your brain that you're disabled, that tinnitus has disabled you. It's rendered you ineffective at carrying on in society, and this is exactly the wrong approach. I would highly recommend against not getting disability for tinnitus. I would recommend reframing that thought, reframing this entire approach, and because think about it, you get disability, you're not gonna be at work anymore. If you're not at work anymore, then you're gonna be at home. What are you gonna be doing at home? Sitting on these Facebook groups? Continuing to work, and it gives your life meaning. It gives you a reason to wake up. Now you can understand why a lot of these people are stuck, because what are you going to do if you quit work? You're going to be at home on the Facebook group, on the doom groups, literally listening to your tinnitus more. I've got to tell you this. Go research Carl Jung. Carl Jung went through an extremely depressing period, 1913 to 1917. And he said what kept him sane during his heavy psychological period was he worked all the time with his hands. He kept seeing patients. He kept waking up every day. You have got to stay in society. Go see your friends. Continue to work. It gives you purpose, especially if your job is meaningful. Withdrawing and giving up like this is just not the right approach. I would heavily recommend against that. This person says, does anyone have tinnitus all the time? It really bothers me. So it really bothers me can be reframed. I would say right now I'm experiencing the sensation of me being bothered by it, but I know that I can get to a neutral place where it won't even bother me. I understand that's possible. It's going to be how I see it, and I would reframe that "it bothers me" thought right off the bat. That's a thought that can be reframed. Does anybody have tinnitus all the time? This shows me that this person is listening to it all the time. Do I hear it? Do I hear it? This is exactly the wrong approach. You don't want to be listening to it or monitoring it, because then that tells your brain we need to focus on it all the time. So this person is doing the wrong thing, and then how is this gonna help them, right? So people are gonna say, oh, I hear it all the time too. Oh, maybe I do hear it all the time. Other people are gonna get on there, especially if you're new at tinnitus. They're gonna be like, do I hear it all the time? Then they're gonna be literally focusing on it. What you don't want to do is focus your attention on it. If you do focus your attention on it, it's in a therapeutic setting where you're therapeutically staying calm as you're reframing your thoughts, as you're grounding your central nervous system, and you're exposing yourself to it in a grounded manner. This is listening to it and freaking out about it. They don't have the grounding. They're not reframing their thoughts. They're not reading their recovery statement. There's no therapeutic benefit to this whatsoever. So this is just really the wrong way to go about it. What is this? Does anyone have tinnitus all the time? It really bothers me. Yeah, again, someone's focusing on it. They're listening to it all the time. You wouldn't ask that question unless you were listening to it. That question proves that you're listening to it all the time. Exactly the wrong approach. Does anybody have tinnitus all the time? It bothers me. Again, listening to it. That you can reframe that thought, stop listening to it. That's going to help your brain habituate. It seems after a nap, my tinnitus comes back with a vengeance. Has anyone experienced this? This is classic monitoring it. Like, does it come back after a nap? It's yeah. I mean, because when you wake up and your brain is booting back on, your brain is going to gravitate towards the tinnitus. But talking about it is it's reinforcing the fact that, oh gosh, it's still there, and you're still listening to it, and you're still noticing it. This only does the only thing that this does is focus your attention on it. So I would stop listening to it after I woke up, and if I noticed, I'd be like, okay, cool, I noticed it. I would definitely not be talking about all this on Facebook groups, because these groups are extremely addicting. You post something, someone comments, you get back on, you read the comment, and then someone is going to be like, I hear it all the time too. This is so horrible. And then you read that, and then it's a constant suffering loop. it's a constant suffering loop echo chamber. So these groups, this is why you don't want to be on these groups. It's just really, this person is recommending some sort of supplement that doesn't work. Caspian chemo did this to me. I'm screaming in my head unless I can finally sleep. So this person had some sort of chemotherapy treatment, and now they're suffering from tinnitus. Again, on the Facebook groups, not practicing the steps of habituation. If you signed up to the tinnitus.health app, the first thing I tell you is don't go on here, unless you have the experience to understand where they're at. And if you do come across this, this is how you need to frame it. This is why I'm making this video. This is why this video is so important. So you can get you can get understanding into why these people are acting and behaving the way that they are. And when you read this stuff, you don't have to be afraid. That's not going to be you. These people are doing all of the wrong things, and that's not you. You're going to habituate. You're going to be just fine. You're going to go on to live a great life. So I'm going to stop the video here. Make sure to comment, subscribe. I really love this channel. My desire, my goal is to help everyone recover from tinnitus. Every single person recover the way that I have. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Peace.